Hey guys, so it's that time of year again. This guy had to come out, and yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to correct these crossed over lines. I had it right the first time, and then I swapped it around the other way, and now I'm going to swap it back. So we'll see how that goes. John Kerry pointed out that this is unsupported, and it really should be, and he is actually correct about that. I'm going to wait before I do anything because I have a sneaking suspicion that I miscalculated. Power steering pump goes here, and I bet you I'm going to be too close to it. So I'm going to leave off changing that around until I know for sure if that's going to be a problem. If it is, then I'll probably just I'll shorten up this line, put the T-block here, lengthen up that line, lengthen up this line, which isn't going to be too big a deal because there's a join there. And put the block up against here and clamp it down, and that'll be better. I still am getting some weeping under here, so I don't feel too bad about remaking this, because still seems to be leaking. Anyways, once that's done, I did some research, and I believe this is the 33-gallon tank. I have to measure it and calculate it to see. And that would make this one about a 25-gallon tank, which I actually did measure it, and the numbers do come out accordingly to that. And so that means that a sender from about a mid-80s Jimmy or Blazer should fit this thing correctly. So that's probably what I'll order for it, and then we should be good to go. I will start making the lines. I might as well. I'll run them along the frame there and all the way down. Looks like the supply is 3/8 and the return is slightly smaller. I don't think that's 3/16, but that's probably a quarter or something like that. Return line or 5/16. Nevertheless, I'll figure out what it is and I'll make the return line about the same as that. What else? Well, that's enough for right now anyways, so let's get on with it. Okay, so I got my line sorted out the way I believe it's supposed to be. So let's go back, and Jeff Chance had asked about my pressure bleeder, and if I had a video on how it was built, and it's actually very simple. It's just a garden sprayer that can pressurize. This handle lifts up and down pumps. And I just inserted a gauge in the side so I can read the pressure. And at one point I had written on here, do not exceed some pressure value, but I don't remember what that was. So I don't tend to exceed about 10 psi in this thing. I just took the hose, and took a piece of 1/4-inch plate, drilled a hole in it, tapped it, and put just a brass fitting on it, and do that, and a bit of old rubber. And I just use that. I put it on top of the master cylinder and pressurize this, and then I just open the bleeders for whichever reservoir is appropriate there. And it works quite well. It blows a lot of the stuff through there fairly fast, so you can go through a fair bit of fluid fairly quickly, but I think it works quite well. You do have to fill up the reservoir, and you do have to be aware of how much you have left in your reservoir. I suppose you could put brake fluid in this thing and then have it pump it back into there, but I don't know if this container is suitable for brake fluid, so I never bothered to try. Anyways, I'm gonna get to it and bleed the fronts and the rears again, and go from there. Okay, so I'm working on the fuel stuff. I did give some gradual bends. You can't see it because I bagged it, but because I didn't want paint in the fuel tank. But nevertheless, I gave it a couple of just gentle bends in the tubing there, and it'll fit in the tank now. Pretty crusty, but I'll use it until I figure out what I'm going to replace with. I did the ring as well. And there's what 14 feet of fuel line looks like that I got to route through the frame there, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, I got the 3/8 fuel line all bent up, and I haven't bolted it up yet, but I've had enough for today, so I'm just going to leave it there. If I had it to do again, I would definitely not do steel line. This stuff was really hard to bend. I actually destroyed that pair of benders, and I needed those bars on it just to get the leverage to bend it. So, and I bent it. Anyways, I think that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.